Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. That is me. Happy Earth Day to you. Along for the ride, we got Barry the Boater. We got Captain Patrick, Mike the Mariner rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. And to lead off the stuff, to lead off the news, it's a story of life imitating art. Is it not, Patrick?
Remains to be seen, Greg.
Okay. How so?
Well, those were your words, not mine. So remains to be seen.
Well,
So,
it happened, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay,
but
what happened?
I don't think the thing that you're alluding to cryptically ever happened in the movie.
No, it didn't. But it's
So
What do you mean it didn't? Sure it did.
well, it didn't. It
that
didn't.
character never did what this guy did.
All right.
but he
Well,
did
what
leave
did
the
he do?
ship.
Say what he did first, and then we'll see if I'm right.
Okay. So
Raising my hand here.
Wait, hold on,
What are we talking
Mike.
about?
Hold on. That's why I'm trying to get it out of him. Let's see. Come
Hold
on,
on,
Patrick. Spit it out.
Early-
What do we got?
earlier this week,
Yep.
reporting out of the port of Galveston.
Mm-hmm.
Familiar with the port of Galveston?
Nope.
Texas.
Never been there.
Yeah. Okay.
Texas. Yeehaw.
Seen it on a map.
Right.
They are searching for a suspect after what kind of boat was stolen and run aground over the weekend? Anyone?
Shrimp boat.
Oil boat, since it's out of Galveston.
See,
It's
this is why we
mega
should
yacht.
never do pre-show meetings because Greg just gives it away. Yeah, it was a shrimp boat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
Well, that's why I said life imitating art. It happened
I
in.
know. No, it
did
didn't.
not. It did not happen in.
Did you
Forrest
watch
Gump.
the movie?
Yeah. He lost control and he came in and like.
No. He didn't lose control. He saw someone on. He saw Captain Dan, and he jumped into the water to swim.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. He jumped off the boat to swim with him, and the boat just kept going.
Right, because he had no control of the boat, right?
No, yeah, but he's not talking about that. Just listen to the story first.
Wait, you're saying the guy had control of the boat and he ran it aground anyway?
An investigation of the theft of the MV Santana, MV, of course, for motor vessel.
Yeah.
In slip 24W, the suspect backed, and there's video of him actually taking the boat, backed out of the slip, damaged two other vessels that were moored in the area, and then ran aground off of the Pier 7 area with significant damage.
Right.
The suspect then fled, and the police are working to find the suspect. My question being, isn't that any similarity, because there is none, between Forrest Gump and this, but why would you steal a shrimp boat?
Shrimp. Pretty simple.
No.
It's at dock. It's already been offloaded.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you didn't say that.
Well,
Barry,
come
what do
on.
you think?
First of all, remember we discussed about a guy stealing a wave runner and didn't know how to swim, and he got stuck in the river, and the officers couldn't even believe, who steals a boat and can't swim. Who would steal a shrimp boat of all boats
Not
and
eat
can't
shrimp?
even maneuver it? I mean, this is a big boat,
Yeah.
and he damaged two boats backing up. That should tell you something.
Mm-hmm. Well, did he
Take a
explain
boating course.
why he stole the shrimp boat? Or
They haven't found him, I don't believe.
Yes, Greg, they brought in psychics for the case, and they are attempting to link to the suspect psychically so that they can question him via remote viewing.
Hmm.
Do you ever listen?
no, of course not.
No, he
I've
doesn't.
learned over the years.
The suspect fled, and the police are still looking for him.
Mhm.
So, did they catch him?
No,
No, Greg, they didn't catch him.
they're
All
still
right.
looking for
Did
him.
he say why he stole it?
I say
Go,
look in all the local movie theaters, especially if any of them happen to be showing Forrest Gump.
No,
Okay.
wrong. What you do is you look for the person that all the cats are following.
Ew.
Gross.
No, this guy's probably just
That
sitting
would
in
mean
a
he
bar
didn't shower.
Yeah.
at the marina.
That's right.
You'll never believe what I took.
He's ordering the shrimp special at Red Lobster.
See that boat on the sandbar over there? I put it there.
I put it there. I did that. Yeah.
I'm watching the video right now, and I will. I mean, he's backing up. He's backing up. He's doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Oh no,
He turned
bad.
too soon.
Yeah, and this,
Okay.
of course, you can see this video at the World of Boating Facebook page. If you haven't checked us out, make sure that you do that, and you'll see this. I promise that we will not bombard you with ridiculous news stories throughout the day. We usually post one, maybe two of interest. Some are serious, some are industry related, and some are lighthearted, kind of like this one. Or of course, check us out at worldofboating.com, and you can see this video related to that story. So if you're in the Port of Galveston area, I'm sure that there's probably a reward up, as this the MV Santana is now out of the water, having to have some significant repair work done to the bow, because this guy, he did not know what he was doing. The fact that he did it at night certainly didn't help things. But that is the latest out of the great state of Texas, Greg.
Okay. And he didn't even get any shrimp as far as we know. Wow, he really struck out on this.
I thought all the shrimp boats came out of Louisiana. I didn't know they went that far.
Oh, no, Texas is huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge state for sure, yeah.
Shrimps.
Shrimp.
Yeah.
Fried
I
shrimp.
hate that movie. We cannot do a story related
Sauteed shrimp.
Really? You're not a
Fricassee
fan of,
shrimp.
you don't like a box of chocolates? I know what
Fried
Patrick's
shrimp.
getting for his birthday.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, moving
All right.
on to other stuff. We have Mike the Mariner has a really interesting anecdote to share with the crew. We're going to get to that in just a bit when he was cruising on his Craig cap. But before we do, I think we got a story that's a little bit more dive related that Barry and I can relate to for sure. Is that right, Patrick?
might be. You familiar with the Destin, Florida?
I am
Oh, yeah.
familiar with
Yeah,
the
it's up in
Destin,
the
Florida.
Panhandle.
Yes.
Okay. If any of our listeners are out there and are not familiar with the state of Florida, anatomically, let's see, how would I say
Armpit.
Anatomically, geographically. Let's not start talking about body parts here, man.
Well, when you look at the state of Florida, on
Florida,
the map,
it does look like
it would be like right under.
The hairy armpit. Let's go with that.
Yeah, we'll
instead.
go with hairy armpit.
Yeah.
Uh,
And also happens to be one of the top
That's
10.
anatomy
Destin has one of the top 10 beaches in the world or in the U.S. That was just released a few
Yes.
weeks ago. So we got that going.
Mhm.
Or they got
thanks.
that.
Go
going for 'em.
crowd all those great beaches and ruin them.
Yeah. Well, what happened?
One of the top, One of the-
County officials up there, because they are in need of some reefs. You familiar with the reefs, Greg?
Yes. We
you're,
have the
you're a reefer type of guy, right?
Panhandle, the Gulf
he
there.
does reefer.
They got they got the largest artificial reef, I believe, in the U.S., if not the world.
Yeah,
The
aircraft
Oriskany.
carrier, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the Oriskany is about 20 miles offshore of the Panhandle, but
That's a long boat drive.
it is.
Mhm.
It is a bit. But will we have another reef that we might be,
Well,
our artificial reef we might be able to visit now?
Up there, and over the last 3 years, they have sunk or scuttled 10 large vessels.
Wow.
to add to this reef.
Mm-hmm.
The latest one is the 105-foot RMS Cyclops.
Okay.
This was a ship that was used, and I love how they put this in here because the rusted ship.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good.
don't know if I
good
would
thing
call
they
it
got
a
that
ship.
that
It's only
point in
100
there because
feet. Yeah.
so the rusted it was used to transport supplies to offshore oil rigs.
Okay. It was a hauler back and forth from the oil
yeah,
rigs.
it looks
in the
like an
Gulf.
old what was the name of that car? El
Trawler.
Camino. Yeah, no, remember the El Caminos?
No.
Before they had pickup trucks, or you
Yeah.
had pickup
Oh,
trucks, but you
yeah.
had the El
Mhm.
Camino. So this
all
is
right.
the boat version of an El Camino.
So
So-
the back is all opened up. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I gotcha.
the scuttling didn't go quite to plan.
Really? All right.
tell
Well,
you
we'll
why
find
or
out.
how.
Yeah, after the break, and hopefully it's still very diveable for at least Barry and I, and we'll learn along with the rest of you. Stay close to the world of boating.
listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other two-thirds of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, and Mike the mariner rounded out the crew. All right, so there's a wreck called the Cyclops that they sank off the coast of Destin, Florida, turned it into an artificial reef for divers to enjoy and the fish to have a new home to call their own underwater. So it'd probably be good for the fishing community there in the Panhandle as well. But they sank it, and it didn't go quite as planned. Is that the case?
It did not, Greg.
What happened? They go turtle?
Well,
when they sank it? That's the technical term, by the way. When they try to sink these wrecks for artificial reefs, if it turns turtle, that's never good.
Okay, so this is about a mile offshore.
Yeah. And
ultimately wound up 72 feet under the surface of the Gulf of Mexico.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when the vessel, the Cyclops, was on its way down to the ocean floor, it did a backflip.
Mm-hmm.
Its front cabin pitching upward as its rear hull dropped straight down into the sea.
Okay.
With a splash, it sank under the surface of the water, then settled upside down.
It turned turtle. Well, yeah, it didn't turn turtle, I guess. I mean, when it turns turtle, Barry, help me out. Isn't that when it's on the surface and the bow
it doesn't
goes down
matter.
last?
It's no.
I mean, not the bow, but
the bow or the stern.
The hull.
That's
what they mean when it turns
over.
turtle. Yeah.
But really, it's more when it hits the sand. If it's upside down, it's useless for diving.
Well, I wouldn't say it's useless.
Well, I wouldn't want to go in there with it. Yeah. You really want it to be so that the bridge is facing upwards. You know,
Ideally.
It's sitting on its keel, just
so it
like
looks like
Spiegel
a boat,
Grove.
a normal boat on the bottom of the ocean. But
yeah, you remember the Spiegel Grove? It started
Yes.
and it landed on its side, and then a hurricane had enough velocity and water action to actually flip it back onto its keel where it belonged.
In this case, the Cyclops is on its side or upside down. Patrick, what did you say again?
It is upside down.
That's going to take a pretty strong storm.
Yeah, well, you think about it. If it's upside down, and if you look at it, most of it's flat except for the bridge, which is probably sunk into the sand because that's all sandy bottom, isn't it?
Well, the other thing you have to worry about now is because of the way that it's settled, is it going to be stable? And I imagine they go down and check. Do they not, Greg?
Well, of course they try.
Okay. I say they need to refloat it.
No, that probably won't happen.
Do it again.
I don't know. They might.
If they put lift
only
bags,
73 feet underwater.
Yeah,
I mean, what would that take? Listen.
They might.
Here's the thing. Remember that boat off in Hawaii that ran up in
oh yeah,
in the
reef,
the pristine preserve area, and they had no problem sinking that thing. It went right down way that it should. How come they look? Hawaii does it better than Florida? I don't think so.
I think Hawaii.
Try again.
They did. Here's the thing. When you sink a boat for an artificial reef like this, as Barry alluded to, the Spiegel Grove is probably the most famous Charlie Foxtrot incident they've had when trying to sink a wreck for an artificial reef, because it totally flipped on them and didn't go nearly as planned, and it cost millions of dollars. And, ultimately they got a ton of publicity because of the mishap that they wouldn't have gotten if it would have went down normally or as planned. However, there are so many variables to this. It is much more difficult to sink a wreck and have it land upright on the ocean floor than you would think.
It's not.
No, it is way harder. There is so many. If you don't flood the compartments correctly, depending on the type of vessel you have, it'll turn turtle. It'll go sideways. The ass end will go down first. Over the.
You said ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you look at this boat, that's what happened. The aft end went down.
Was heavier,
the bow was still up.
It's much trickier than you think.
It's not that deep. They could put lift bags on one side of it and some heavy-duty tugboats, and probably
there was a time when this boat was being built, okay, and then they launched it. All right. And when they launched it, they probably had a ceremony, breaking a bottle of champagne or, whatever it was over the bow, and off it slid, off and into the water, and I'm sure it floated just fine. I mean, it's called math, okay? You can figure out weight distribution and where it needs to go to make the thing, as it starts to flood and sink, to where it will go down to the bottom.
Well, how do you know they didn't do that?
It's called ballast.
Yeah, but how do you know they didn't do that and somebody miscalculated something?
Because it didn't. Because it flipped over.
Well,
if they had enough ballast in the keel, it wouldn't have flipped over.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot of variables. I mean, I've seen it. They do, for all the planning they do for these things, it can still totally go south on them.
We watched Greg and I.
I've got a solution. Okay. Here's my solution. We all head out to Sanford. We meet up with Mike.
Okay.
We take his boat out
and do a test.
Let's see. We're gonna have to go to probably Lake George. Lake George probably be enough. And I say that we flood Mike's compartments on his boat, and we see if we can get it to sink straight, keel down, correctly.
Can I weigh in on this?
No.
No.
No. Greg and I were on. We dove a boat that was sunk. We were there and watched it go under. They did it very carefully, and it went straight down.
Yeah, the Okinawa. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the Okinawa.
That was off Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale.
We were the first divers on it. We have photographic evidence. It went beautifully.
Yeah, and it's about the same size. It might, actually, that one might be a little shorter. I don't know, but 100 feet long. I mean, it is small enough where they could possibly get some lift bags on it and see if they could flip it around. But I'm telling you, Patrick, Barry and I, as divers, we've seen this over the years. It is much more difficult to sink a boat how you want it to land in the sand.
As a graduate of yacht design school, I can tell you that you can work. They work out math to launch boats and not have them flip over and
right, but they don't plan on sinking them.
Well,
like
yeah, but
that.
they don't always
That's
get that right either.
Yeah.
Because there are videos on YouTube of brand new trawlers and commercial vessels getting dumped in the water and rolling right over.
Right.
So
True. Yeah, and so they focus on that part, Patrick. They usually don't focus on, when this is time to sink this thing, we got to, plan for that in the manufacturing process.
Yeah.
No, they just figure stick a knife in the hole there, and create a hole and let it sink. You don't care how it looks. Sure, you can get it down on the bottom. That's the easy part. But how to get it down on the bottom to make it look like it does when it's on the surface of the ocean or on the water, that's
it's 100 feet. So as it starts to go, you have boats stationed around. Each one's got a guide wire, right?
No.
You're starting to kind of.
Did you watch Titanic? I mean, come on now.
They have. I've seen them where they attach anchors to them, and they will drop the anchors to try to keep
steer
them so
it.
they come steer it down
to a particular position. But as far as the orientation of having it land in the sand on its hull is a little trickier than it sounds. All right, more coming up on the world of boating, including an incident with Mike the Mariner and alligators.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Look! Here comes a boat! Really? Oh, it's about time!
On this boat, we'll sail away tonight. And on this boat, confess that you were right. Sometimes I hate.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information and find out why Mike the Mariner took his little Craig cat out on the water and had an incident with a gator on his little two-seater. So you're cruising along, and then you encounter nature's speed bump. Is that what happened, or
that's exactly? That's
boy,
that's essentially what happened. Yeah,
really?
No. Manatees are nature's speed bump. Alligators are nature's speed spikes.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. I never in my life thought I would ever hit an alligator on a boat. Never thought that. I mean, I always thought maybe I'd hit a manatee or something at some point because they're. But I have hit a log. In fact, I've got to replace that. Happened later in the day, but I've got to replace the prop on my Craig cat because I did hit a log.
Oops.
But so we were on our way up Government Cut, which is on the east end of Lake Monroe, back into the St. Johns River, up towards Geneva, and cruising along about 25 miles an hour. And we're just talking, and all of a sudden I see a swirl. And I didn't think much of it for the first couple of seconds, but then as we're getting close to the swirl, an alligator surfaced right in front of us, had no time to move, no time to turn, and all of a sudden we hit it. And then Colleen looked at me and said, "What was that?" And I said, That was an alligator.
It was an alligator.
And I added another word into the sentence that I can't say on the air.
All right, thank goodness.
And she's like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, we just hit an alligator." I've been on this river my entire life. That's never happened to me before. I've come close to alligators, but we actually hit it.
Wow.
And
so you felt the whole bump and everything. I mean, did it damage your vessel or your Craig cat? No, and he was okay too. I'm sure he was surprised as hell, just like I was. He's got a headache. He's like, oh man.
But he swam off towards the shore and looked at us like, "Why'd you do that?"
Like, hey,
I'm looking
idiot.
at him like, "Why'd you pop up in front of me?" And it's kind of like a traffic accident, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty skittish around the boats. If they hear something like that, that sounds like a pretty freakish.
This time of year, not so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Love is in the air.
Yeah, so all the males are just crazy. They're literally popping up all over the place. They're full backs out of the water. They're aggressive and
but this one popped up and probably go, "Hey, baby, bing! Oh man, come on!
Why you have to hit me that hard, baby?" But it was the first time in my life that's ever.
How big was the gator? You figure?
Oh, probably 8 or 9 feet.
Yeah.
That's not huge. It's not a
big enough to eat you.
The Craig cat has really no gunnels or anything like that.
No,
so it can climb right up there and sun with you.
Listen, those two sponsons on the Craig cat look like Tic Tacs to an alligator.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, look, appetizers on the Tic Tac.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's served up on a platter for me. How nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, how hard do you think you whacked it? I mean, was it like did you feel it in like a loud noise or?
Oh, it felt like a thump. And we definitely hit it because the boat slowed down and then sped back up again. And I'm looking behind us and there's a big swirl again. And, then the alligator swam off to the side and looked around like, tried to collect
Did you have
his
to
thoughts.
change your bottoms?
Yeah, I was going to say, did you jump in the water to look at the bottom of your boat?
I mean,
I meant his bottom.
My bottom. Yeah, no, I did not have to change my shorts or anything like that. Everything was good. I kept control of my bodily functions, but then about an hour later, we go over to a friend's house that lives on a creek that's off this river, off this lake here, and it's pretty shallow in there. And then I hit a log, and that bent my prop. So now I've got to replace the prop on the Craig cat next weekend.
So the gator didn't hurt your boat at all, but the friggin' log whacked your prop pretty good, huh?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Mike, as required by law, you reported the strike on the alligator to the FWC.
What?
No, I did not. I didn't know that was required by law.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You might want to look into that.
I have no idea.
That's okay. Greg can cut this segment.
Mike was like, "Uh-oh."
There's about 12,000 alligators in this lake. It'd be really tough to identify which one that happened to.
Well,
It's the one that's got the prop mark on it from your Craig cat.
Well, if I remember correctly, it was a log, right, Mike? Wink, wink.
Look, well, I didn't report it, but maybe the alligator will.
Right. Let him speak
Craig
for
cat
himself.
Implanted into its skin now.
Yeah. He's got access to the same website I do.
Yeah. But I just want to know, how did you know there was no damage to your hull? Were you like, after this happened,
you can't
know unless you jump in the water with those 1,500 Crocs.
He didn't sink.
No, you're not going to damage a Craig cat's hull. It's a cold molded or roll molded polyethylene.
Oh, it's just like Surprise.
It's indestructible. It can't be sunk.
Made of milk cartons.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad your boat was fine, and the gator probably, just got a little whacking to him. It's probably good for him. Maybe that'll scare him away from other boats.
He might still be looking for me. I don't know.
Well, that's true.
He got my boat number.
Yeah. Was he?
Number,
was
maybe.
he a tick? Was there like a tick-tock sound you heard when you guys slowed down?
TikTok.
Like
well, it was kind of like a traffic accident.
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
I was ticked. Okay. He was ticked.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's that. All right. So the moral of the story: you going to slow down, or you're like, screw him, I don't care.
No.
Never.
No, because the chances of me. Hey, look, it's already happened to me. I'm 55 years old, almost 55 in a few weeks. I've never hit an alligator in my life. I just hit one. the chances of me doing it again are so remote.
But wait, you hit a log, and the same day they come in threes. They come in threes, Mike. You know,
little known fact: before the alligator strike, Mike's hair perfectly brown.
Wow, that explains it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess the moral of that story is don't be Mike the Mariner, and avoid alligators at all costs.
Yeah, well, the odds with 12,000 alligators in that lake, by your count, pretty good. You're gonna be up against another one pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah, but most of them don't jump in. They don't throw themselves in front of your boat.
Oh, they
very
are
often,
now because they know your number. The other alligator went back and told them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All
They
right.
said, which boat is it? It's the only Craig cat out on the lake, guys. You can't miss it. It looks like 2 Tic Tacs with a shish kebab in between.
Yeah.
With a yogurt mixer.
Yogurt mix.
I don't know. What, by the way, what are the rules? If you were to whack an alligator with your boat, do we know? Like, and if you actually would have killed it, could you then take the gator and then take the gator meat tail?
No, you'd call it. You'd call FWC
and then
they
they'd
would call
take
it
the
trapper.
gator and they would eat the gator tail, which is actually quite tasty
really
stuff.
good.
No,
Yes, it is.
what they would wind up doing, if you strike one and you don't see any result in any death, where the alligator suddenly turns turtle, and is floating belly up, you're in pretty good shape. You keep going, right, Mike? You just keep going. Colleen, we didn't see anything. We didn't see anything. Just keep going.
I can tell you this one was fine. He was looking around like, what? We hit him with a Craig cat. I mean, it's like 2 surfboards with a motor on it.
Yeah, the guy's like, hey, come at me with a yacht next time, you bozo.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's all
It's
you got?
perfectly fine just cruising around, having a nice leisurely afternoon with my lady friend.
But if you did come across, you struck one and for some reason it suddenly turned belly up or whatever, or you come across one out there, you would want to call FWC because it's not about a matter of getting the tail. It's a matter of them getting the reptile out and then probably doing a necropsy on it to see
and then getting the tail because it's pretty tasty. Like put a little spice on them. Gator tail, if you haven't had it, go get it. It's good stuff. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
The word ship is hidden inside the word leadership as its derivation. So, if this office is, in fact, a ship, as its leader, I am the captain. But we're all in the same boat.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Captain, please, can you see my fire? Message in a bottle, starboard side.
This is the World of Boating. Gregor, first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew. A alligator speed bump survivor he is. So don't be him. You want to survive it if you have an encounter with a gator, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. You'd live to tell about it. Tell us about it, so that's good. All right. We got a few things to navigate through before we wrap it up today, don't we, Patrick? What do we got?
Yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with this because I got to jump off. I've got rehearsal starting for my new play.
Yes, that's right.
That opens in a month. But here's something kind of. I hadn't planned on talking this, but maybe amongst yourselves and maybe even our listeners, if you want to give us some feedback on our Facebook page, give us an answer to this because this kind of came up during the commercial break. What is your go-to? I'm going to say hole in the wall. What is your go-to hole in the wall restaurant on the water?
I've got
based on where you boat. And if you're listening, hit us up on Facebook. Leave us a message so we can talk about this because I know, like Mike and I were talking over the break, there's this place on the St. John's up by Pier 44 in DeLand. Used to be called Tuttle's. Now it's the Shady Oak. Again, if you're going there for perfectly matched silverware and drinkware, this is not the place for you. But
or matching chairs.
If you want some good home style, I mean, river type food, especially gator tail, this is the spot. And unless you're coming up by river, I don't think this is really a place that you would purposely drive to.
No.
To go.
I don't even know how to get there by car. I have no idea how to get there by
I
car.
mean, it's like you take a left at the old broke down, Chevy. So here's a question for you as I get ready to leave. What is your go-to hole in the wall, on the water restaurant, or where do you go?
Just so we're clear, it's hole in the wall, not hole on the wall.
And I call hole
just
in
want
the
to be
wall
clear
because
about that.
And I say it in the most endearing way.
Okay. All right.
It's not to besmirch, but if you look up Shady Oak in DeLand and you do like Google Street View and you look at this place, you're like, huh.
I would never set foot in there. But
I'm telling you,
it is awesome.
It really
awesome.
is.
Yeah.
So what's the main attraction? Like catfish?
Catfish.
It is?
Catfish.
All right.
Catfish is.
And I'd say gator tail.
Gator tail, blackened, fried, or grilled? What is your preference?
Back in the day, I would have it fried.
Fried? Yeah.
Now it would be grilled.
Okay. He's
Or
thinking healthy.
Raw. I heard raw gator tail. Barry told me
What?
gator tail is a thing.
No.
It's a delicacy.
Gator tartare? What are you kidding me?
People are going to try like gator sushi and they're going to get sick. You don't want to do that.
Well, blame Barry.
No. I didn't say that.
All right, guys.
All right. Take care, Patrick. So there you
Bye.
go. Patrick's going to sign off and become artsy.
I got two restaurants actually. If you want to do
two restaurants.
Yeah, there's one on the East Coast, one on the West. East Coast, down on Cardstown Road, you could get there by boat or by car. Called Alabama Jack's.
Yeah, I love that place. Yes, yes.
And
I've
why?
been there.
What's so
Oh,
special about it, Barry?
It's the same thing. It's a you go in there, nothing's gonna match. I mean, this is a restaurant. I don't know how long it's been there, but it's a big, busy hangout. The food is excellent. You're sitting out right on the water there. You got a great breeze coming in from the bay there. It's just a great restaurant to get, fried, any kind of fried food and beer.
It's all fried.
Plus, it's
no, you can get broiled.
You can get broiled and grilled, but it's just really amazing to eat such great food in an atmosphere that has so many code violations.
Yeah, right.
yeah, but you survive.
I got one for you. I don't know if this technically counts, but one of the places I like to go to when I go down there to visit Barry the Boater in South Florida is the Rustic Inn.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, they have a dock right there and stuff. I mean, I've never taken a boat to it, but you can. And they specialize in crab from all over the world. They actually fly in the deadliest catch, king crab, that you see on Discovery
that
Channel.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's
you can
on
order
the
that.
Dania Cutoff Canal.
It'll cost you, like $100 for that.
Yeah.
But, oh my God!
Bring earplugs because they hand everyone a hammer so they can rack their crab.
Yeah, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing place as far as a nice restaurant, but man, it is really, really good food.
Yep.
So that's that counts, kind of like and it's light off the beaten path down there by.
No, it is. It's
Fort
an old
Lauderdale
restaurant.
International Airport.
It's been there for a long time, and then the other one I have on the West Coast, down near Everglades City, is called City Seafood.
Stone crab.
Stone crab.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
there we go.
And
I'm
the
getting
boats
hungry.
come in, they're already cooked. You get them. That's the freshest place you can get stone crabs. You sit on the dock there. I sit with my wife. We're eating stone crabs with the mustard, watching dolphins swim in the water out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, what do you got, Mike? What do you think?
Renegades on the River in Crescent City, Florida. It's about probably 100 miles north of here, and we're going there in late May. It's an amazing place. So it's actually an RV resort and a marina.
All right.
This amazing restaurant, and they have the best pizza I think I've ever had. They have this huge pizza oven. Just a great atmosphere. They've got a big tiki bar. They always have great bands. The food's great. Just a really cool place.
Yeah. Well, when you got your boat and you pull up to a cool little dock with a restaurant, I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that because it's the atmosphere sets these places apart. The food is bonus, but it is shocking how good of cuisine you can get on some of these little hole-in-the-wall places scattered throughout Florida or the country for that matter. And that's one of the many benefits you have as being a boater. So is that something usually when you go out, when you ran over that gator, were you on your way to a restaurant the other day?
Actually, we were. There's another really great one called Gators on the River.
Of course there is. Like, hey, I got the fresh catch of the day right here for you.
I'm towing it.
So, that's actually where we were headed, and it's at Highway 415, and right where the bridge crosses the St. Johns River on the extreme east end of Sanford, Florida. And it's another one of those places where you're basically eating dinner on a big dock with a big tent over it. The food is actually cooked in a trailer adjacent to the dock. It's an air-conditioned trailer, but they have gator, they have catfish, they have
roadkill,
all that. No roadkill.
Okay, that you know of.
No possum on the half shell.
There's no pot roast special of the day kind of thing. It's hard to say.
Armadillo chewies,
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's all good stuff, and the food is really fantastic, and the beer is cold, and just a great atmosphere, and they always have good music there too.
Yeah.
So, lots of good places around here.
Well, there is no doubt. And when are we going to go down to the Rustic Inn again, Barry? We might have to make a plan.
When are you coming down? You have to bring our dive friends with us.
Do you know how to get your boat over there to their dock? Do you know how to?
Yeah, but it's such a long ride just to go to their dock.
But it'd be worth it for king crab legs, flown in from Alaska.
You could drive there. Yeah.
In the Bering Sea.
Okay.
They're better if they come from the Bering Sea,
No, I'm not going to take it there at night because then I got to load the boat back up.
Well, that's okay. You're the captain.
Thank you.
I'll sit in the bow, passed out at the front, and you just cruise me back to my hotel. Drop me off. I'll be fine.
I'll just kind of roll you over.
Yeah, exactly.
Let you float down the canal.
I'll knock out a couple gators on the way, and just for fun and frolic. No, it's a good time. That's just one of the great things you can do on a boat.
Yeah, they're all good.
That's a social thing. I'm hungry, so thank God the show's over.
Me too.
I'm ready to go grab me some Cajun gator tail. I think it's on the menu. All right, we'll wrap it up for this week. Till next time, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
life is better
as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
Barnacle-bitten swab.
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.